I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. I am so happy that Mukya is here. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I am doing great now that you're here. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
So I am Mukya. I am a siren VTuber with a necrotic affliction. I run a cafe, but as always, the cake will be extra.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's too bad that I can't have sugar.
It's okay. Still do coffee, tea, boba, all those things are free.
There you go. I've been going through some of the stuff on your YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible.
Thank you.
And I mean, some of this stuff is really, really amazing. One that really stuck out is the Athena and Aphrodite one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, holy crap! This is some. It was excellent production and everything along with that sort of thing. How long does it? And we're talking about ASMR stuff. I am anyway.
Yes.
When did you get started with that? What brought you to ASMR stuff?
Mostly because I've been told more than once that I have a really good voice, that I have a comfortable presence. People enjoy going to my channels. Like, even if I'm playing a game, I've had people tell me they're just like, okay, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go to sleep. Like, they get that comfortable.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? If people are coming in my channel, I should just start doing ASMR specifically to help people sleep. But I try to lead it more towards comfortable, kind of a comfortable presence kind of thing, more so than focusing on triggers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we talk about mental health, and we talk about breathing exercises, and people just taking a moment to self-reflect and see what it is that they feel that they need, and not just focusing on triggers and that sensation, you know?
Yeah, I'm a type of person who, when I go to sleep, I have 6 tips and things on. I need the noise because my brain keeps going and it won't stop. And one thing that doesn't really do it for me is the triggers. Yeah, it's like somebody taking a ball of paper and crunching it up by my ear. No, I don't want that. But,
yeah.
But the voice that you use with this is so. This is nothing you haven't heard before. Perfect. Did you take a lot of voice training stuff, or is this just something that you've come up with on your own?
No training or anything like that. It's just something. When I think comfortable voices and soft spoken, I lower my tone of voice and I just talk softly, as if I'm I think about it like I'm in a movie theater and I'm talking to the person who's next to me, and I want to tell them whatever it is that I want to say, but I don't like whispering. I don't like that hissy sound.
Yeah.
So it's just soft talking.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's a really good way to put it in. And dropping down the register a little bit just adds that more personal sounding to it. It makes it a little more palatable. It's, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. I'm not sure. But really, it's just the pacing, excellent. It's you got a talent and a half with that. That's folks, and we're going to have all the links, by the way, in the description of this video, so you can tell what I'm babbling about, because it's really good stuff. When did you get started with content creation in general?
So I got started about 3 years ago. I've been on Twitch as just a viewer and moderator for people for a long time, but a lot of the people I watched and moderated for slowly just stopped streaming. So it's just I took a break as well, right? I needed to focus on other things. And at the same time that all was happening, I got a full-time job, right out of high school, not high school, sorry, right out of college.
Mm-hmm.
And I started just like focusing on work and myself and making sure that myself and my family was happy and comfortable and we didn't have to like worry about anything.
Mm.
Um, and then after like one summer, I really wanted to see somebody play a game. And I
Mm.
was just like, you know what? I'm going to look on YouTube to see if I can find anybody playing this game that I really want to watch. I forget what game it was. It was um, like a scary game, something that I didn't have. And it was an old like PlayStation or something like
Oh,
that game. It wasn't PC, it was console.
cool.
So I was like, I can usually see a lot of like Let's Plays on YouTube. So I went to YouTube, looked up a game, and I saw a VTuber who was playing, who played it before.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh shoot, like let me, this looks like a lot of fun. Let me check him out. So I watched him. Um, it was Vox. I think his
Okay.
name was Vox,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And from there, I was just like, you know what? I still have my account on Twitch. Let's go back to Twitch. So I went back to Twitch, started watching like VTubers
Mm-hmm.
live, and I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to stream. This is, but I hate the idea of like showing my face.
Mm-hmm.
So it was another way for me to still do the streaming thing without having to show my face.
Mm.
So I started off with PNG, and then I got my model that I'm currently using,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like 3 summers ago.
Yeah.
But I started streaming like December
Yeah.
of like 2022, 23.
Yeah. So you were putting together the stuff. You didn't just jump right in right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like kind of step by step,
Yeah.
kind of to get to that point.
Yeah. But when you did finally turn the microphone on,
Mhm.
and you saw that there were people in the audience, coming in
Mhm.
and then finally then staying and coming back the next time, what were your feelings when you saw that starting to happen?
At first it was a lot of people just interested in the appearance of my character.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really like know who I was. In some cases, like it kind of felt like they didn't really care. They just wanted like something or someone pretty to look at, right? Which is completely on like fair, right? That's what brings people in.
Yeah.
But it was the people that came in and stayed because they liked talking to me, they liked hanging out with me, they enjoyed the conversation, and they enjoyed the kind of content that I was making. Those are the ones that I remember the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to say appreciate the most, but in so many ways, like we kind of do, right? Because they're the ones that returning,
Right.
and they're the ones that make us like want to keep streaming, not just like a one-off thing. They're the ones that really make our communities what they are, right?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Yes, I'm the reason why everybody gathers, but why everybody stays is how they are treated in the community.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, I think it does make a big difference how the community is set up. I think
Mm-hmm.
the idea, some people have a hard time with this, but they're there because they enjoy your personality and your talents, and I'm sure you've seen some folks, because I've seen some who have wonderful voices, wonderful characters, and they go on and it might as well be watching cardboard. They just don't have the connection with the audience, and they don't show any verve for what they're doing, and they just seem uncomfortable the whole way. But there's some people who have like a $1.50 model that they use with crayon and all the personality in the world, and people want to come watch it.
Yeah. I definitely think it's like to be comfortable in your character is one thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? To enjoy who, especially like as VTubers, a lot of us recreate a persona based off of our ideal version of ourselves in so
Mm-hmm.
many ways,
Mm-hmm.
right? So for us to start streaming is to invite people to be with us, to hang out with us, to talk to us, to play games with us, whatever.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to get over being uncomfortable. And if like you've been doing it like 3 to 4 years and new people coming in and your own growth still makes you nervous, it might not be the easiest thing, but it is something that we have to work through and get over at some point.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just going to keep, the way I think about it, right? It's just going to keep holding me back, right? Because like new people they can be scary, but you have to, right? If you're going to be a content creator.
Oh, absolutely. And
if you're going to be more than just a hobby content creator, I should say.
Well, I mean, there's some folks, I think, even in the future, you're still going to have some folks who are doing it for a living, and you have some folks who do it once a month. I mean, it's that there aren't any boundaries yet. I don't think that you guys have hit any of the walls as far as, first of all, there's still millions of people that would be enjoying it that don't even know it exists yet. The audience is still out there to find. Secondly, the innovations continue, and the ideas and I see, especially among the independent folks, they don't have to run it past a corporation to put something on. And it's like an indie game. You know, indie games are tend to be a little more innovative at times because they don't have to show it to a stockholder.
Yeah.
To do it. Although, you know, I don't know what the future is business with this, but and it's the fact that there's still so many people out there makes it weird when I hear VTubers trying to compete against each other, which makes no sense at this point. I don't know where that comes from, but it did in radio because you have a pie that you're dividing. It doesn't here because there's so many people that are coming in, and more coming every day. Now, have you been able to keep a good constant schedule since you started? I know that you said sometimes life gets in the way, but you know.
Yeah, more or less. I've had a relatively same schedule since I started streaming. I try to keep it, you know, Monday, Tuesday ASMR, and then I do Friday, Saturday games. But like otherwise, like if something happens, like real life happens, you know, I do things with my family, or I feel sick or whatever, then, you know, I don't stream that week, but I try to at least maintain my schedule.
Yeah.
And I was lucky, the place that I used to work at, because I quit my job and I do this full time now.
Yeah.
And the place that I used to work at, it made it possible for me to keep that schedule, right?
Yeah.
But now that I'm doing it full time without having like a work schedule, I can't keep the schedule the way that I want it to be.
Right.
Because of that, right? But I understand, like, when we're working, we have full-time jobs, it's harder to maintain.
Oh, yeah. Although, you know, even with, there's some folks who have the jobs that you don't know what hours you're working from week to week. And they sure trying to put on, but they could work Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and all different shifts, and they don't know about it until Sunday. And some folks who are like in the medical field, and a couple folks who are nurses who their schedules are everywhere. And it's really tough at that.
I know that there's a couple VTubers who are like medical professionals.
Yep.
And I can't even imagine of like trying to work with that, because I know they have like really long shifts at work, and then they're just like, oh yeah, so after my shift I'm just going to go stream. I'm just like, are you crazy?
I'm going to do a 12-hour stream after a 20-hour
work
like,
shift. Yeah, especially after a really long time.
Yeah,
those people, I'm just like, you're insane. But I mean, if you feel like you can, if you feel like you can do it, there's really no reason, no one to stop you other than yourself.
Oh, you young people and your energy. I sold mine on eBay a few years back. Didn't get much. The games that you're playing right now online, what type of games do you usually stream?
So I like games like story-based games, something where there's like a lot of story, there's a lot of character development. But I also like games like Risk of Rain and Marvel Rivals. But those games, like I like to play with people. By myself, they're not as fun.
No.
Um,
I say,
I'm pretty much open to most games. I don't really have anything where I'm just like I only play this kind of thing.
Yeah. Is there a
I
type?
try not to put myself in a niche.
Is there a type of game that you won't play?
I tried League of Legends. I don't really like it. It's just it's not even the game itself. Mostly, it's just the what's the word I'm thinking of? It's like the not the characters. The people I played with my friends, so it wasn't not like I didn't play with people that I trusted, but the other team was just it makes it hard for new players to play the game, right?
Yeah.
But I had fun with my friends and I muted the other team and I didn't hear them. I didn't talk to them. My friends did. They talked to them. They heard them and they were just like, I'm so glad you didn't because they were just really, really like messed up. I'm just like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen because I mean, that's just how some people are. Not everybody, but you know, some people.
Well, some people are toxic from start to finish. There's not much you can do about that.
Yeah, I play Rivals. I'm very familiar with toxicity in a game.
Well, I don't even. I'm at my eyesight and my coordination make it. It would make it completely impossible for me to play Rivals at any ability. I can't even see what's going on when I watch people play it. It's just everything's going around. I'm like, who are you even shooting at?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's for me. I'll stick to the slower like Fallout games. So I'll be okay with that for now. But
that's fair.
Yeah. Have you gotten your chat involved in some of these games?
Yeah, I've done community nights with Rivals, and when I played League, I had a couple friends join me because I knew they were familiar with the game already, so it was easier for me to, you know, get them involved with me.
You rode on their coattails.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because they already play the game, and like when I told them it was for an event, I did a birthday event, and I had one of the goals was to play more to play what is that game?
League of Legends. League
of Legends. Yeah. So when I played League, I played with my friends. Because I already told them I was just like I refuse to play this by myself, so I'm grabbing you, and they were just like okay. So we all played together.
Are there any?
We had fun. I think I have fun.
Yeah. Do you have any comfort games that you play off screen?
I do.
Yeah.
I play. Let's see. Oh God! Now I have to look at my library because I'm just like, there's a couple. Wuthering Waves. I play Wuthering Waves. I used to stream it, but I find that I have more enjoyment of the game itself if I just play it. Yeah. And then I also really like playing. I've heard like Final Fantasy games.
Yeah. I've heard Wuthering Waves. I've heard Wuthering Waves having a bit of a comeback lately with people have kind of picked it back up again.
Yeah, they recently did an update of the game.
Okay.
For like the story.
Added a little extra to it or something.
Kinda. So there's like new story areas that they've unlocked, right? Yeah. So after the initial 1.0 release, a lot of people were upset because the game felt very what's the word I'm thinking of? Like incomplete.
Yeah.
Right? And then after that, they released the new area, or the newer area, which is Septimont and Renacida, which was a really, like, it was a year-long type of patch,
Whoa,
right? It's
yeah,
kind of like Final Fantasy 14.
yeah,
Every so many years they do a new patch with more story to kind of build upon what's already existing.
cool.
And then after Renacida and Septimon, they did La Horoi, and now there's this whole other area which has more characters, new characters that are kind of bringing back some. They're also like expanding on some characters that we've had since release, but we had no idea who they were.
Ah, okay. So they're reaching back and plucking some folks and to keep kind of the nostalgia going as you're playing.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm amazed that more games aren't doing that. Although a lot of them are, I guess, but that way you keep your game going, and it's a lot easier than coming up with Wuthering Waves 2.
Mhm.
People, it's because I can imagine somebody putting out a Wuthering Waves 2 with a slightly different engine, and everybody in the audience getting really mad. It's not the same game, and causing all sorts of problems. But as long as people continue to enjoy it, that's the biggest thing. And is there anything that you found that you're surprised that you enjoy about VTubing?
I wouldn't really necessarily say surprise, because I really started VTubing because I wanted to. I had the people that I used to like moderate for.
Yeah.
A couple of them basically said that VTubers were cringe. That the only way to stream that's going to last forever, right, is to be a live streamer, right?
Right.
And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be a live streamer, so I had to basically like prove them wrong in a way, without them actively telling me that I was going to be bad at it or anything.
Right.
It just it felt like that.
Yeah. They're kind of looking down on it a little bit, but
a little bit, yeah.
But again, if somebody doesn't, if they're not the audience, find another audience. I mean,
Yeah.
If this is something that they don't enjoy, then they have other things they can enjoy.
Yeah.
And
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, even for streamers, if you go on to a stream and you find somebody who is just not your cup of tea, there are 1,000 other people on at the same time. Go find them.
Yes.
And you'll be surprised by what you find. There's people are going to realize that this is the type of entertainment that never stops.
Exactly.
You can literally go 24 hours watching somebody do something that you enjoy watching on a stream somewhere. Now, I keep telling people not to stream for 24 hours. Have you done that yet?
Have I done a 24-hour stream?
Yes.
No, I've only done 12 hours. I have done 24-hour streams, but it wasn't for myself. It was for the group that I was a part of. When I was one of their moderators. But for myself, I have not. I have not done a 24-hour stream.
I remember tuning into one person that I'd interviewed really early on and checked on their stream, and it was like hour 18, and they were just kind of staring at this camera.
Yeah.
Yep, you hit the wall.
Oh yeah, no, you do. There's definitely a wall that you hit when you force yourself to do really, really long streams like that.
Yeah. And it's not good for your voice. It's not good for a lot of things to do that.
Yeah, it's not good for your health.
No.
But like, it's in so many ways, it's easier to do when you are younger as opposed to as you get older.
Oh,
yeah. People just like, no, as I get older, it's easy. Like, I don't need as much sleep. And just like, yeah, but you tire out more.
Oh,
You get tired more
yeah,
as opposed to when you're younger, where you
yeah,
don't get as tired as fast.
yeah. I mean, if I do 20, and then there are times still because my sleep schedule is ridiculous, that I'll be up for a 30-hour period just because there's no reason to get 2 hours of sleep between work and taking a long ride in the car. Um,
Hmm.
and that would be by accident. It's not on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
there's a big difference between like I couldn't sleep last night versus I was awake all night playing a game.
yeah, yeah. Which, I mean, I've done that too. But, my Stardew Valley is hidden now in a computer that's broken, so I can't get to it. Um,
Hmm.
otherwise, I'd be doing a lot more of that again.
Yeah.
The the interaction with chat. Um, how do they react to you playing? Are they supportive? Are they kind of getting on your case a little bit? Are they teasing you? How do they act?
My community has never really been the bully type.
Hmm.
Um, we like tease each other, like I'll tease them, they'll tease me, but none of them ever really outright bully.
Good.
And I know it's pretty common for people to have like a community that I don't want to say is like mean to them, but they're like mean to each other, right?
Yeah.
They'll bully each other, they'll say things to each other to like not necessarily be hurtful, but it can be hurtful to someone else. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right. Yeah.
My community is not like that at all. They're actually all majorly very nice, but like I said, we do tease each other.
Yeah.
If they tease me, they make fun of me, whatever, I'll tease them and make fun of them too. But it's never uh
Intentionally hurtful.
like it yeah, it's never intentionally hurtful,
Yeah.
right? Like my community is pretty wholesome,
Mm.
even though I don't really see it as a wholesome community because we do get sussy
Yeah.
sometimes, but it's not like the main focus of the stream.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good that you have that kind of relationship with them, and and I so when I see a stream that goes into something like that, or I should say the chat that goes into something like that, it usually is led by people who are trying to take over the show a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
that's a no-no. Uh, they can go stream on their own if they want to, but um, or people who think that they have because they're there they have special privileges to do things. Um,
Mm.
do you have folks who'll nip that in the bud for you?
I do now.
Yeah,
I mean,
good.
I've always had moderators, but everybody's schedule changes as life gets busier or
Right.
our work schedules change, right? So, a couple moderators that I had when I first started streaming, they their work schedules completely changed or they got a new job,
Yeah.
and so they couldn't really stay and hang out as often as when we first started like working together in that aspect.
Right.
Um, they're still moderators. They still come by when they can, but I kind of feel like the more recently I've picked up, um, or I guess just to say, like hired on, but it's
Yeah.
not really quite the right word because it's all volunteer work, right?
Right. Right.
Um, they more recently have been very active and after talking to them and like in a mini like application form,
Yeah.
they started being moderators for me
Mm.
and they're very good.
Good.
Like there's been a couple times where just like instead of me having to stop what I'm doing to go do a moderator action, they already know what I'm looking at, why it bothers me, and then they fix it.
Good.
They correct the behavior. So if somebody says something that's like a little bit too far or a little bit too mean, even if they don't necessarily mean it to be that way,
Right.
but it could be seen that way, then it gets, it gets purged or whatever. And then the person, most like 90% of the time after they say something and they didn't mean it to be that way,
Yeah.
they will, they'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to take it that far. And then they'll like they'll stay,
Mhm.
and then they'll kind of like adjust
Yeah.
how they word things,
Yeah.
right? To be
Take a step back and then, read the room a little bit better
yeah,
and before they get
yeah.
back in. That's good. That's good. Um, it's not always that way for chat. I mean, sometimes you get chat that's just, yeah, when I watch other VTubers that
Mhm.
they like all share one brain cell or something, and it's off the rails before things get started. Um,
Mhm.
but I think from what you're telling me, you've grown this kind of organically, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with people doing like big community servers with like a bunch of other VTubers and stuff like that, or
Mhm.
doing pushes for certain things. But I've never really done that. I've just kind of just started streaming, um, watching a couple of other people. I'm just like, okay, so if I wanted to do something like this is what's usually acceptable for this kind of a thing that I want to do.
Yeah.
But how can I still like work within that parameter but make it my own, right? Because there's no like the whole idea of certain redeems and stuff like that being special to that person's channel, there it's very rare to see something like that now. I think everybody just kind of sees something, takes it for them for their own channel, and then changes it just enough to be their own,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Um, everybody does hydration checks, posture checks, make sure you take your medication, right? I wrap all three of those and put it into one thing. It's called a care package. I do all three.
There you go. Hey.
Um, yeah, everybody does a head pat redeem. I have a head pat redeem that does not just my head, but you can rub my cheek, you can poke my nose, you can like pat my shoulder, right?
Yeah.
It's still considered a head pat though, but it's random,
Yeah.
right? So it could be anything.
Right.
People have like a kiss redeem, right? I have a kiss redeem where people could like give me a kiss,
Hmm.
and it randomly shows up anywhere, like on my character, on my model.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like I took all those things from other people and I just changed it enough to be specific to my channel.
Yeah. Now you haven't put something that you don't want to do in the redeems, have you?
No, everything that I do, and I will, even if I see somebody's redeem that I'm just like, oh, that would be a really good thing. It might be too much for me, but if I change it just enough
Yeah.
to be more to myself, it's like it's easier to do it that way than it is to just be like, I don't want to do that at all, period. You
Yes.
know?
Oh, I mean, I see people all the time. They'll put it like 10,000 this, and I'll eat a goldfish or something, and
Mhm.
I'm like, you don't want to do that because someone is going to put that in there, and you're going to have to eat it. You're going to have to do it sooner or later. Uh,
Yeah.
if it is there, they will buy.
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
don't put yourself in that situation. You'll
Well,
learn.
you also have to remember that sometimes people do like events like subathon, birthday-a-thons,
Yeah,
whatever, right?
yeah,
For either new assets, a model,
right,
whatever it is for, right?
right,
Pay rent.
yeah,
So the incentives are certain redeems
hmm,
sometimes that the person might not actually want to do, but because they reach that goal, they put it there because
yeah,
chat reached that goal.
yeah.
So
That's
it's like, this is something that I'm willing to do. It's just going to be expensive for you to do it.
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
going to be 100 points. It's going to be like 10,000 points.
yeah, yeah.
Because I'll do it, but you're going to pay.
I'm not gonna like it, but I'll do it because the moolah is there.
Yeah, pretty much.
See,
Yeah.
that was so different than radio because it was just like, here's a quarter, go do this, we'll do it. We we were
Hmm.
just cheap for everything. It makes the AI stuff even worse. Uh,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
can't pay an announcer, your product must really suck. That's all I can say. Because my line is, we'll do it for a used cheese sandwich. Just let's go.
Hmm.
And it'll still sound better. Even the worst announcer sounds better than those things. Um,
I would agree. Yeah.
yeah. Do you think that now you're doing so well with the ASMR stuff? Do you think that we're going to see AI break into that?
AI already has.
Oh no.
Yeah, so if you are like thinking, oh, that's not going to happen, there's a lot of AI videos already existing.
Yeah.
Because people like watching food videos, people preparing food. It's not even necessarily what they're making, it's the sounds, sounds of a
Right.
knife hitting a chopboard where
Yeah.
they slice through something,
Yep.
of something being stirred in a pot. There's a lot of videos
Hmm.
of like an AI like set of hands slicing through fruit, but the fruit is made out of different things, like glass strawberries, sand watermelon, you know what I mean? So it's that
Yeah.
sound of like a knife going through fruit and hitting the cutting board, but it's all AI because there's no such thing as glass strawberries.
Right.
And if there was, you couldn't slice it with a knife. You know what I
No.
mean?
No. No. You could break
Not
it into little
not in
shreds, but
that context.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
It's,
they already exist.
I it just makes my blood boil when I hear that, because that's one of the big things about this the spoken ASMR is that it creates a personalized experience, even if you're not aiming at one person.
Hmm.
It brings you into almost a one-on-one situation. Your stuff does that, and you don't need the bells and whistles to do it. You've got the instrument and the talent to do it. Um,
Hmm.
when when it gets taken over by the machine, you're not going to have any of that there. It's just going to be blah blah blah, same stuff,
Yeah.
over and over again. Do you write your own stuff?
Like
They,
scripts and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
I used to. I want to say the first couple ones that I did, um though, so the first couple ones that I did are not on YouTube, they are on Patreon.
Mm,
But those ones I did write myself, and then after a while I was just like, I just don't have the time
mm,
to, write a script, edit it, record it, get art for it, or try and like create something with what I already have.
right,
And so I found scripts off of Reddit, like, because they have like people will write a script and they'll be doing like fulfillment things, right?
right.
So I did scripts that way, and then more recently, I have a friend who writes scripts for me. He's already written like 4 scripts for me. So the last couple scripts that I've done specifically on Patreon, those are all done by him, not myself.
Ah, okay,
But if
okay,
you're talking about my live streams, it's all just I'll have like an idea in my head for like that theme for the night, and I try to stick to that theme,
mm,
you know?
yeah. But you don't. You mean you're not really reading a script. I mean, you're on. I mean, are there? Or do you have like a plan written in front of you, or are certain
No,
lines
not
you want to
really.
use, or yeah.
No, I again, it's just like a theme,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then I'll kind of set the scene to fit that theme.
Yeah, yeah. It's that takes some creativity, and you got to think on your feet when you're doing stuff like that, especially with a
Hmm.
chat too. I would imagine. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it keeps you on your toes to do that sort of thing. I That's it. That's the uh, ad lib way to do things. And it when it's done by someone who cares what they're doing, and you're wanting to put out the best for them and be relax yourself, it makes a big difference. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't write any questions down. I don't want to write questions down. I want to reply. I got a few questions I always ask, but then we're going to go on that and fly up on a tangent because
Hmm.
I like the personal conversation type of thing
Yes.
much better than the. I have 9 questions to ask every time. I just first of all,
Yeah.
I'm no, not going to
Especially
do that.
because like some of the questions you ask might not necessarily apply to the person you're asking if
Oh,
you use the
absolutely,
same questions.
absolutely. Now, I mean, if you're going to do it as a bit, that's one thing, but uh,
Yeah, of course.
yeah, but you don't want to do that sort of thing. How many of your ASMR things are? Do you ever do any comedy ASMR stuff?
Um, kinda. It's not like I try to do comedy things.
Yeah.
It's just me reacting to something that either because on Tuesdays I read books,
Mhm.
right? So we have read through Dracula, we have read through 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea,
Oh,
and there's certain things that happen in the book that create inside jokes with the community, right?
yeah.
So in Dracula, I misread a word and it turned into twerks of sorrow. So people had an idea of their head of the character that I was reading was crying and twerking at the same time
I just,
because I missaid a word. I was
yeah.
reading a book and I misspoke, right?
I like the idea
And
though.
then in
Be sad twerk.
yeah, it was supposed to be like his shoulders shook,
Yeah.
but I said shoulders twerked. So everybody was just like, "Wait, what?"
That
So it again, like the comedy just it happens because I either misspeak, I misread something, chat makes some kind of joke, and then it just kind of develops from there.
yes.
Um, but it's not like I try to make comedy.
Yeah.
I like I don't really see myself as like a comedian.
Um,
I don't see myself as like a really funny person. I can be funny,
yeah.
but I think at the end of the day, I am not a comedian, so I can't
Yeah.
create funny stuff. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, but sometimes that's what makes it funnier when it does happen.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean,
Like the jokes of like the sorrowful twerking, right?
I,
Is
I can just
it just
the,
it
the
happened
the meme makes itself at that point.
pretty much,
Yeah,
yeah.
I see all sorts of memes of sorrowful twerking going on out there. Um,
Exactly.
the singing, I see that you've got
Mhm.
it up on your descriptions for yourself. Um,
Mhm.
are you doing a lot of that? Are you doing any karaoke type stuff, or what are you doing with that right now?
Um, I'm not really doing much singing stuff. I mostly sing like when I want to. For
Mm,
a while, I was doing like I was trying to push myself to do like covers
mm,
and shorts and stuff like that. And I know if I did, um it would be beneficial towards like my overall growth.
yeah.
But when it comes down to it, I have more fun singing when I want to
Mm,
because I want to,
yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
earlier today, I was doing a stream with a friend, and he said something that made me think of a song, and then I had that song in my head, so I started listening to it, and then I would just like singing along to it because I looked up the song and I was like listening to it, right?
Yep.
But
Yep.
I want to sing for myself,
Yeah.
and eventually, if I do any covers, it'll be because I want it to, not because it's going to be good for content. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, yes, it will be, but I still need to have fun doing it. I still want to do it. Otherwise, it's not going to be as good.
Right. Well, it's not gonna be as fun for you. I mean, it
Yeah,
it'll be work instead of fun. Uh, Doing it that way.
exactly.
So, if I were to say do one now, what genre would it be in?
Most likely jazz.
Jazz. I love it. Love it. There's a channel out on YouTube right now that
Mhm.
has just a tremendous list of entire jazz albums online from the mid 50s to the mid 60s. Just hundreds of them. And I will listen to them start to finish at work. It's like having a concert going on. Um, and the great thing about jazz and vocalists is it's never the same thing one to the next. It, the performances are always different.
Mhm. And
It,
that's the beauty with jazz, though, is that's kind of like common or expected,
hmm
right? With jazz, it's like you could read it off of sheet music,
yeah.
but depending on the performer, it's going to be different. They're going
Yes.
to add their own spice, their own jazz intake into it.
Yes. You can have it
Mm.
performed by a sixth grade class, and they will probably get most of the notes.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
if you handed it off to, well, I don't know, uh, uh, Oscar Peterson, it's probably going to sound a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to take the spirit of of the piece itself and then make it his own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
I got caught in an Oscar Peterson loop for a long time, which is not a bad thing to get caught in.
True,
It
true.
is so good. Um, so with what you're doing now, have you been able to expand your networking with other creators? I know you have some friends that are helping you out, but what about collaborations with other VTubers that you've been able to put together?
So I don't really like reach out to people that I do not personally know to do
Yeah,
any collaborations.
yeah,
I know people will like try to reach out to bigger VTubers to grow themselves.
hmm
Like, oh, I'm so and so. We should totally do a collab together because I've seen you play this. I want to play it. It'd be fun, whatever, right? It doesn't feel good
right,
to do that to me. I would rather like collaborate with my friends, and my friend is like, oh, yeah, I know this other person who's, who just so happens to be a bigger VTuber or a smaller VTuber, or
right.
they don't VTube at all. As long as the person is cool and we have a good like chemistry together,
Yep, yeah,
I'll stream with them.
absolutely. And
But
yeah,
I won't I won't collab with people I've not like talked to, or uh have a friend that I already know
right,
like bring me into the stream,
right,
right?
yeah.
If it's people that I've never met before, I will not do that.
Well, you're not just doing it for. I mean, I'm sure it's your own comfort comes first, but I would be thinking about my chat along with it. I mean, if I'm
Yeah.
bringing them into a situation with something that's going to be uncomfortable for me, it's not going to be very comfortable for them either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and especially if something happens.
Yeah.
uh,
That's why
that's
it's always good to like I understand there's certain people that they're just like, well, I want to like we know each other and I want to reach out to you to like do something, but I'm just nervous. I'm just like that's fine. Like
yeah,
if you're too nervous to reach out to me, then we'll never really like become closer than that,
yeah,
than you as a member of my community.
yeah,
Um, but like if we do cross that line of you're a member of my community to you're a friend that I can message and like talk to and hang out with,
hmm
then that's going to be like that's building up a friendship, a relationship,
right, right,
um,
yeah.
which is easier to collab with somebody when you know them
Oh,
as opposed to when you don't.
absolutely, absolutely. It definitely is, and then that automatically ensures that there's going to be at least some chemistry there for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
And
seen,
I've met some of the people that I know that I'm really good friends with. I met them through other people.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And you can take two people who are extremely talented and funny and have good personalities on their channel and put them together, and it's just like, watching two rocks because it doesn't work.
Yeah, because they just because they're good individually or good with other people doesn't mean they're going to be good together.
Yeah, yeah. One time I was doing I used to do commentary for a local pro wrestling group on television.
Hmm.
And a couple of guys I knew for a long time had a match, and they come back and asked me how it was. I said it was very competent, and they just nodded their heads and said, "Yeah, we thought so too." They didn't do anything wrong. It's just that it was there.
Yeah, yeah.
And have you come off a stream every once in a while and think, "Yep, that was there"?
Yeah, I mean, especially if it's a game that you can tell that they are not enjoying, but it's like
Mhm.
the big name game that's out right now,
Yeah,
and they're doing it just because everybody else is doing it. I'm just like, I can already tell you're not having fun. Just play something else.
yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're in the game and you absolutely hate it, maybe a hate playthrough first time is kind of funny if you can get through it, but don't go back.
Yeah. I would even say, like, if you're going to do a hate play for a game, like, don't do longer than an hour,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah,
then you're just going to be, it doesn't feel good to do things we hate, right?
right.
And we're choosing to stream. We choose the game that we want to play, unless it's like an incentive because chat reached a certain
Yeah,
goal or there was a certain type of like bet made or something like that. That's different, right? You
right.
still agreed
Yeah,
to the bet, to the whatever.
yeah.
But if it's just another Wednesday and I'm going to play this game that I do not want to play and I hate this game, then play something else. Why would you bother? Why
I
would you put yourself through that?
spent $70 on this game that I hate, and I'm going to play it all the way through and force you to go with
Yeah,
me. Yeah, that.
that's also the thing. I will never spend money on something that I do not already want.
Yeah, yeah.
Money does not grow on trees.
No, it does not. Nor does it. It does it show up on the ground randomly or anything like that. Um, that's it. I'm old and I can tell you the truth as far as that goes. Um,
Yeah.
for I got to ask you about your voice in general because you have that mature sounding voice.
Hmm.
Is that something you've had, since your teens, or is it something that you've kind of developed on your own over the years?
I've never, I mean, it's my voice. I've never worked on it. I've never practiced. Just aside from like singing,
Yeah.
I've never really done anything. I guess the most me of like working on my voice is when I was a kid, I used to slur my words a lot.
Mm,
And my mom would constantly, or everything was a thing. So if I wanted to talk about a cup or a place or something,
yeah.
right? Everything was just, so we were talking about that thing and, the thing with the stuff.
The thing with the thing, yes, that thing.
Yeah. So my mom got tired of it and she was just like, don't do that. Stop that. And she would constantly be like on me to be like, enunciate your words. What
Mm,
are you specifically trying to say? What thing? What
yeah,
is the thing? Say the name of the thing.
yep, yep. And,
And
and
so,
and you definitely have that. I mean, really, but that's so wonderful for the ASMR stuff because when you do, take it down a notch, both register wise and um, going down to that, kind of theater whisper that you do on occasion,
mhm.
everybody knows what you're saying and they can understand what you're saying. That little that that note from your mom from the past has carried on to now, and I think it really does work in your favor.
Yeah, honestly, like if I have to say any type of training, it's literally because of my mom being on me to make sure I enunciate my work. Also with singing, right? Because I did choir
Right.
and I used to work at a music school.
Oh.
And so I've had to be very specific with my enunciation
Mm.
and my pronunciation, which are two completely different things.
Yes, it is. And when I was doing my sportscasts and radio, we would have the script in front of us and circle the words, especially of
Mhm.
the tennis players that lived in Eastern Europe at the time.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
to this day, I know how to pronounce Slobodan Jivasinovich, and I'm like, he never did anything, and now I just got this name stuck in my head.
Because you had to practice
Oh,
saying the name.
oh
Yeah.
yes, yeah, absolutely, and doing basketball games, back to back to back high school teams. That's a that's a
Mhm.
that's a you're just waiting. If you mispronounce somebody's name, you've got an enemy family for life. He'll hate you forever. Get
Yeah.
get those things done. Is there anything that you want to do that you haven't done yet with your stream?
Um, I eventually do want to put out more content on my ASMR channel and not just my live streams and the shorts.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do curated pieces specifically for YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working towards that by what's it called? By having a script writer
Mm-hmm.
as well as an editor so I could focus more on doing script, like just actually recording the scripts, because then once the script is done, I can just give it to my editor.
Mm-hmm.
He puts in the sound effects and everything, right? And then I can go to an artist and commission them from art piece,
Mm-hmm.
so that I can put that art piece out on YouTube with the audio, right?
Right.
Because doing the video at some point, right? I want to get to the point where I can now pay somebody to do the video then, right? Because then it's like one less thing for me to also do on top of recording,
Right.
on top of streaming, on top of reaching out to companies to get like sponsorships and whatever.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Because that takes a lot of time to just find people to message.
Yeah.
I'm like, who do I message for this?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've had trouble with that in the past, trying to get interviews with people. Even back to the radio days, you just don't, there's not something on somebody's website that says, if you want to interview so and so, do this. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
you have to go through a lot of different things to get that done. But
yeah, especially for like with video games, it's very similar, because you have to message either the developer or the publisher, right? Sometimes you have to message both of them. Sometimes they're just like, for any marketing opportunities, you have to message this person, right? And if they don't have anything like that, then you have to message just like their general email and hope you get a response back.
Yeah.
But then you have to but then everybody does it differently. So you have to go to like one person, and then you can't just copy paste the same message. No. You have to change it to be specific to whatever game or company that you're reaching out to.
Yep. Otherwise they're going to say form letter and toss it.
They're like, oh, this is a copy paste.
Yeah.
Why would I bother if they can't spend the time to like actually talk to me?
Yeah. I say this when I tried to get my first group of folks for an interview. I sent out 150 emails. I got 3 back.
Yeah.
And only one of them eventually came on.
Yeah, the thing with like, if you're going to, especially with like, because you're doing interviews, right?
Yeah.
I would say it's probably harder for you in specific, because people are just like, oh, well, it's an interview, but he's never done anything before, so I have nothing to base it off of, right? Just like with an artist, they're just like, oh, I'm doing commissions for this thing. But if you have nothing to show what your style is like, what you can draw, who you have drawn before,
right,
it's really hard to try and get people to get commissions from.
Oh yeah. Even now, people I get a hold of them like, are you running a scam? Like, if I was running a scam, I would have a better car.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a really bad scammer if that's what I'm doing. But what also helps me is having wonderful guests like you on the show, because we find out more about the creators and their talents and everything that makes them, and you get to inspire people by what you do. And I'd imagine that there's going to be a lot of people who are watching what you do here coming up and like, yeah, I want to do that too. Kind of like what you did with watching people before. I want to do that, and they're going to do it. Mm-hmm. And it's you're gonna hand it down whether you want to or not.
Yeah, I mean that's just the thing, right? People see how well that you're doing, and they're just like, I want to do that. I want to get to that point too.
Yeah.
But they have to take that first step to actually start it.
Well, I tell you what, folks, you absolutely have to head over and check out what Mukya's got going on. We're going to have all those links in the description, ASMR and more, and I do hope we have you back soon, because it's, again, I am absolutely flabbergasted by how good your stuff is, and
thank you.
People need to check it out. Thank you so much again for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.